he went through a bunch of Vietnam. He was an EOD guy in Vietnam. He was in Cambodia for a little bit during Vietnam, and they blew up like the largest enemy cache that they've ever found in Vietnam while he was there.
When you got started with podcasting, what were some of the like big hurdles you had to jump through to get it off the ground?
Getting the infrastructure built.
Yeah,
getting all the pages built, making sure they were all legacy verified so people couldn't hack them or people couldn't like impersonate them or so people would know which ones were the official one for me. Getting all the infrastructure built was very hard. That was a difficult thing. It took a lot of work and investing of time and took a lot of investing in myself again. And then the next big step was how are you going to film these? Where are you going to film them? How are you going to set aside a budget to pay for a podcast studio? Are you going to find a place and like make your own studio and pay somebody to stay there and fly everyone in? Or are you going to just like
bounce from place
to place and find places you can rent and just stay consistent? And I realized for me, it is much easier for me to travel around and just book tons of podcasts at different places in the local areas that I can come to people, because then I can get more of them done. And also I can meet people where they're at rather than like, it's a harder pill to swallow for people to want to like fly out to you to come on your small podcast that nobody's heard about than it is.
It also feels very daunting as well.
It is because like, man, like why would they want to come on your podcast? Like you have 1,500 subscribers, and it's like, well, everybody starts somewhere. So the best way for me to do it, I think in the near term, the short term is to come to people. I'll come to them. That's fine. I'm very expeditionary in nature anyway. You know what I mean? I'm used to that kind of lifestyle. Yeah. So like if I gotta, if it makes it easier for other people, plus at the end of the day, like it helps everybody because you can tag everybody and all their stuff. It's just an extra piece of content. It's like free advertising for anybody that you interview, so it ends up working out, I think, in the long run. But I think the expeditionary nature of bouncing from place to place and just filming locally.
So it keeps it fun too.
It's fun because it's a different studio everywhere, and you never know where you're going to end up. You might be in I've been in podcast studios in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Boise, Idaho.
That's awesome.
Denver, Colorado. We set up a podcast in the middle of nowhere at this Airbnb that I rented in Colorado. I still haven't posted that podcast yet, but I'm really looking forward to it because it's going to be a good one. I had one of the original members of Delta Force.
No way.
Yeah. I haven't. By the time this comes out, it'll already be posted and people will know. But it's crazy.
Is it Dale Comstock?
No, it's
even before him, like the OGs.
Yeah, this dude joined. I think it was like 1970.
That's insane.
71, if I'm not mistaken. But
probably wasn't even called that back then. I mean, maybe it was, but it's like in the infancy stages of it.
Yeah, it was very much in an infancy. It was like just starting out. And
it's like post Mac v. SOG era. Those guys were
post Mac v. SOG era. Yeah, because this guy wasn't even in Mac v. SOG. He was an EOD guy at the time. But
that's so cool.
I
always admire the guys that are willing to volunteer for like these, special mission units that they have no idea what they're getting into. It's probably the most intense, insane training they'll ever go through, and they still have no idea what it is they're going to be doing on the other side if they make it through.
So the guy's name is Mike Vining, but I want to show you a picture of him.
Mike Vining, is that the guy who? Yes, yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. There's a photo of him wearing like khakis in front of a Globemaster or something. He's wearing like a polo shirt and glasses. Like that's the last guy you want to see step into your country.
Yeah.
Because that looks like your dad or like your history teacher,
like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers, but with a
So this picture is common.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
So people think that's him. It's not him though.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, that dude was somebody else. I think Mike knows him. But
just the most scary dudes. Guys with khakis and
big glasses.
Dude,
he is the most gangster dude. And like he told me stories about how he would go like mountain climbing on the weekends, and he would just like take leave to go on mountain climbing expeditions, like
solo.
Like I don't know if it's solo, but just like extreme mountain climbing,
like actually climbing a mountain.
Yeah,
not
like
a hike.
with like ropes and everything,
Wow.
and like he was into some extreme stuff. I think that's how he met his wife.
I guess that's training, though.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, well, and I think he was like a master. He talks about it a lot in his podcast, but he was like
an alpinist or something.
Yeah, yeah. He had a bunch of like certifications to teach people and stuff, which he brought those skills back to Delta to teach people mountain training and stuff like that. He was a rad dude. He was on the mission when they flew into Iran to get the hostages in 1979.
No way.
He was on that mission.
Wow.
Yeah. So that he went through that whole story in that podcast.
I can't wait to listen.
It was crazy. I can't wait for that one to release. That's the longest podcast I've ever filmed. It was 6 hours.
Let him talk.
Yeah.
Let him
Well,
go.
dude, I was like, I want to know more.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what happened next. And so for that one, we rented an Airbnb, and I rented an Airbnb out in the middle of nowhere.
Was this in Colorado?
In Colorado. Yeah. And I hired a film crew of 2 guys. And they came out there, they set up. I mean, it's very expensive for everything because it's like you're paying a crew of people to come out to an austere location to film.
Looks sketchy, sounds sketchy.
Yeah, sounds sketchy, but it worked out really well. The guy was an Army veteran, actually, funny enough. And so he was like all about it.
He was probably stoked to be there.
He was like, this is really cool, yeah. And so we filmed for 6 hours. And
what's he doing nowadays?
Balanced. I mean, he's retired, you know, he's spending time at home. He goes to a lot of events like reunions and stuff like that.
Where he's kind of live a quiet life now.
I think he lives a pretty quiet, reserved life in the country, you know, which is not surprising for guys like that experienced like insane stuff. Like, dude, he was in Vietnam too. So, you know, he went through a bunch of Vietnam. He was an EOD guy in Vietnam. He was in Cambodia for a little bit during Vietnam, and they blew up like the largest enemy cache that they've ever found in Vietnam while he was there. That he was part of the like team that wired it for explosion
so
or for
that
detonation.
Doesn't go off early.
Yeah, he told the whole story about that, which was crazy as hell too. Like it totally insane because the helicopter they were trying to take off in was too weighted down, and they couldn't take off, and it was about to blow. And they had to like go stop it from blowing because they couldn't take off.
Holy
and
smokes.
if it blew while the helicopter was trying to take off, it would have blown them out.
Jeez.
Yeah, so there's like insane. He had so many good stories, dude. It was unbelievable. I can't wait for that one. But that's just one example of like somebody cool that I've been able to meet somewhere randomly. And there's a lot of other ones. I have a friend who's in Alaska that she's friends with my wife and I. And I want to fly up there and interview her. And she's actually a musician. She was this particular woman is in the Coast Guard.
Okay.
And she joined the Coast Guard after being a musician. And I think she was on America's Got Talent or something like that, and like got selected for something and like had an album.
She like a pianist or violinist?
Guitar player, I think.
Player.
Plays guitar,
cool.
And she sings. Yeah. I can show you what we're dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to put her name out on blast or anything just yet, just because I don't know. I try not to. I don't know what people feel about that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So I try to be respectful, but I want to try to see if my wife and I can fly up there.
Do one in Alaska. That'd be sick.
Like get a crew to come to a house and film one in the house, and then be kind of a cool like little weekend trip. Maybe do it on a long weekend or something like that. And there's plenty of others too, I'm sure. But I got some really cool ones planned out. There's a bunch coming up this month, but either way, there's a lot of opportunities. I think like I really like, again, it goes back to like, I really like talking to people. I like networking. I like meeting new people. I like traveling, and this doesn't feel like work for me.
Good.
It is like you can consider it that because like there's a lot of logistical planning in place. Like it was a pain in the ass trying to get all the studios booked and like find all the places that I could go and book hotels everywhere that were in close proximity to the studios, like, and then, you know, make sure I'm going to have enough time between like when I'm setting appointments to get from one to the other. And plus seeing friends that live in the local area since we're like near Camp Pendleton and all that, and trying to manage my time. I'm chronically late for things. I don't know if that's on purpose or just because I try to put too much stuff into a small period of time.
You probably try to squeeze too much in.
I try to squeeze too much in, and I'm really bad about that because I like when I go out of town, it's hard for me to leave town, so I want to be as productive as possible, you know, and so I'm like, I probably overplan stuff, but either way, yeah, I enjoy it. You know, there's a lot of real cool stuff that's happened so far, and I think there's going to be a lot more cool stuff that happens down the road. And how much are you allowed to talk about what you were here for? Are you allowed to talk about it at all?
I mean, I wasn't here for a specific project. I came to meet with my agent basically to talk about the short that I'm going to direct in October. We're trying to get some pieces together for that, and he was just giving me sort of a timeline and a game plan for once the short is completed for submissions to different festivals, and then
film festivals,
2027. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
So how long is this thing? What are you trying to like aim for timeline wise?
We're gonna try and shoot it in October, where the leaves have changed enough, but the water's still warm enough in Tennessee where you don't get like hypothermia.
Are you gonna film it in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it involves part of it's in water, involves a simulated drowning. So for the people, including myself, that are going to be in the water, want it to be as warm as possible while still clearly fallout.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just going over a game plan for once it's completed and it's got all the deliverables ready, and you submit it to different film festivals, like which one to submit it to at which time, what their deadline end dates are, and all that stuff. So that, and then just a couple other general meetings, and then seeing some friends, man, that I haven't seen in a bit.
Yeah,
I moved from California in 2021 to Miami. I lived out there for a couple years.
Oh, Miami.
Just moved to Nashville 2 years ago.
What brought you to Miami?
Eat, pray, love, man.
Eat, pray, love?
I was having my college experience. I never got my college experience. So
okay.
I went and had some fun. Everything was shut down here too during COVID, and I've always wanted to go to Miami and experience that. So
you went there in 2022, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I didn't do it then, I'd probably be 40 with my wife and kids, dragging them out, kicking and screaming, trying to relive my youth. So I got it done in my 20s.
There you go.
It was fun.
Yeah, you got to get that stuff done when you're still in your 20s, and
absolutely
enjoy your life while you have time. You know, I mean, what 2022? That's only 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So how long?
Or maybe it was 2020. I left. It was the beginning of COVID.
It must have been 2020. Yeah, 2020. So that was like the peak. So you left when everything got really weird here, and then went to Florida where things were relatively normal.
It's like it didn't exist.
Yeah, it was like it didn't exist, and you were just able to kind of be a human, have that human experience. Yeah, that's cool. And then so you were there for how many years?
2.5, 3 years.
Okay,
and then moved to Nashville.
What brought you to Nashville?
Funny enough, my older sister had lived there for about 5 years at that point. She's in the music world. She's in like music management. And every time me and my little sister had gone to visit, we had the best time. And so we started to develop a crew out there. And Lexi wasn't having the best time in San Francisco just because the crime up there got pretty gnarly. And
did it really?
She's a special needs teacher, and so she would be going in and out of the city by herself, and just some stuff happened that was not so great. And me being her brother, didn't feel comfortable her living there by herself.
Sorry to hear that.
Try to get her to, no, it's all right. Try to get her to move to Miami, but she's like, absolutely not. It's not my speed, which I totally get.
Yeah.
But I was like, what about Nashville? And we had visited a bunch of times, and she was like, I'd check out Nashville. So I got us a house, and we started living together 2 years ago, and it's coming to a close. We just wanted a little stint to shake things up, but we're going to go our separate ways pretty soon. But it's been awesome getting to reconnect with Chelsea and Lexi. And you're different people, obviously, when you're little kids. You don't appreciate getting to live with your siblings, but as an adult, getting to go back and hang out with your adult sibling is fun.